I want to let you all know that Rob is a coach at my music academy, Troy Stetina Music Academy. He does one-on-one speed mechanics elite coaching for high-level technique. And we've also just released his Firestarter, or Fretboard Firestarter. So tell me about what the bonus practice series is and what's unique about it. What's the approach?
Okay, sure, yeah. Well, they're pretty straightforward exercises, like repetitive sort of patterns and stuff. Once you learn them, you can just do them sort of like mindlessly, because they're already under your fingers, right? And then you're just doing repetitions. I know you spoke about recently about sort of like in one of your videos about, you've got to get a certain amount of repetitions in, right? So this will enable you to do that. And as I said before, you can just sit there with the guitar unplugged or whatever, watching TV, watching a film, a film like an hour and a half long. These different exercises, you can just, once you get them on your fingers, and they're not that difficult anyway.
Yeah.
But certainly there'll be some of them that you'll have to just sit there initially and learn them first.
So what I'm hearing you say is that guitarists, obviously, we need this muscle memory built. We need thousands of hours of muscle memory so things become automatic. And this bonus practice series is a bunch of separate little increments to develop each area of that muscle memory, everything we need. So you kind of dig in and do it. It reminds me, I like some of Tony Robbins, that motivational guy, and he has this idea, he calls it net time for no extra time, where you do two things at the same time. Like when you're driving, you listen to a program or a book or something. Doesn't take any extra time. It's kind of the same thing. We're taking the guitar skills and cementing them in something that you probably are going to be doing anyway. Most people are going to sit down and do some mindless activity to unwind, and yet why not be getting your dexterity in place? Somebody will play, even if they're a great player, they'll play the things they know. And, so the things you come up with, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't, so I might be familiar with something similar, but not the same thing. And so one of the things I tell people is learn something new every day, And so here's a bunch of like spoon-fed, just do this for a week, do this for a week, do this for a week, and at the end of the year you've got, all this stuff down.
It's definitely not all about the left hand either. You're talking about dexterity and everything, but one of the exercises, for instance, from the first 10, I think you tried and you said you hadn't seen that one before, that picking exercise where we're sort of turning up the volume and turning it back down again. What we're basically doing is increasing moving the pick into the string, and with that one, that really sort of strengthens you. I found that was awesome for sort of strengthening my picking hand and being able to play harder without like too much effort, because you just so that one, I think I remember you saying, well, I'm going to try
I remember that one.
Did you try it?
Yeah, that's a great that's a great approach, and it's one I'd never done before. I'm always about telling people, look, we need control over the picking hand. This book here, the Picking Control book I just came out with, it's all about developing dynamic control. And of course, how deep the pick is into the strings has a lot to do with the dynamic of what you're getting out of it. If you're going to play loud or strong, you're going to be digging in more. And then if you back it out, you also want the control to be able to play lightly. And so this is a really nice exercise just to come in and say, can you control the pick depth and the dynamic at the same time? I like that one a lot. And I noticed that some of it is dexterity, some of it is, like chording control, some of it is right hand. Inside picking, outside picking, of course, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Some of it drawn a little bit from speed mechanics, but sort of with your own twist on it and application. Or traveling. Sometimes I've got in the back of the van and just, because I couldn't hear, traveling, you can't, the van's noisy and you can't really hear it. I can't hear what I'm doing, but I can feel it. And I'm like, does the pick feel stable and easy and right? So I could sit there for an hour, and it would just drill that something I'd have to do before I'd go do a workshop or something because I
Yeah.
don't play all the time, and you gotta cement that stuff in. So cool. The bonus practice series. I think people are going to like that. And what we've done is we've got the first set. I believe it's 8. When you sign up, you get 8. But actually, the first 3 of them you can preview for free if you go to the sign up. So it's the tsmusicacademy.com, and if they go in there and click watch the free preview, you can look at those first 3, and you get kind of a taste of what they look like. But as you continue, they get more differentiated. It looks to me that they kind of start off in a base in an area, and then they gradually diversify, it seems, a bit, and start throwing from different angles.
Yeah. I'll be diversifying more and more as well because I mean, obviously, you practice and exercise on the guitar. You could do so many, but like there'll be more stuff to do with like rhythm, like extracurricular stuff you can be doing. You mentioned being in a car. I mean, one of the things I used to do was driving in a car. And, you're on a motorway or something. You're driving along. You've got a free hand, and obviously you got one foot on the accelerator, but you got your left foot free to sort of tap along. So that foot's doing like the meter, the foot, and then the hand. If you've got some kind of rhythm going on in a track that you're listening to, you're just trying to like tap out some kind of syncopated rhythm or something like that. That's one thing. There's stuff like that going to be dropping in there. That it all helps our musicianship, and certainly like ear training stuff.
Oh yeah. So it's not just. So it's not even just relating to finger control and coordination. What you're talking about, all the different areas of musicianship. That's one of the things I teach a lot in rhythm guitar stuff is, if you have trouble with a rhythm, set your guitar down, tap out the meter, and tap that rhythm. If you can't tap meter and rhythm, you don't have the rhythm. But if you can do it, you can do it on the guitar, And the beauty is, of course, if you simplify, people are trying to do 2 things at once. You're trying to play the guitar and do the rhythm right, and usually you can't. You got to focus on one thing at a time, and that's why I was like, no, let's set the guitar down, let's do the rhythm until it's right. And sounds like we're on the same wavelength because that's some great. You can basically give some people lots of tips then, not just for guitar, but developing different areas of musicianship, which rhythm, and ear training. I mean, those are the 2 giant areas that most people kind of sidestep. They bypass those, and they just want to play. It's like, but if you're playing, but you don't have your ear trained, and you don't really get rhythms in your body, your playing's not going to be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's rhythm comes from within the body. So one of my memories from music college was when a guy that I used to play in a band with, he was very versatile. He could play like drums, bass, guitar. He played most instruments. But one thing, if he was trying to like learn a drum pattern or something, he would sit there without the drum. He'd be sitting like we're in the canteen or whatever. So he'd be sort of like tapping his hand on his leg, like the hi-hat, and then doing the bass drum with his right leg, and then doing the snare with it. And I watched him do that. I thought, well, I can do that as well, and that's going to help me, to sort of like get more rhythmical. So yeah,
absolutely,
stuff like that. It just helps you to pull all the pieces together.
Yeah, limb independence. So drummer needs limb independence. Guitarists need limb independence because you got 2 limbs here doing the 2 different things somewhat independently, but based on the same fundamental meter. And of course, your lower body can be pulse, since you're not doing anything on the guitar. You've just got 2. So really now we've got 3, But it's very similar because, of course, all music has rhythm. And if you want to be a good musician, you can't just think about the notes. It's notes in time. So it sounds really good. I'm looking forward to seeing more of these bonus practices come together. I thought it was a great idea when you suggested it, and just want to let people know about it. So guys, check it out. 3 lessons are free. Go to tsmusicacademy.com. You can click on all courses, and you'll see it there. Rob's picture there with Fretboard Firestarter bonus practice. Check it out.
One more thing as well, Troy. I think I
Sure.
mentioned if you pop up with a little one now and again as well, that would be cool. If you can think of anything that would, now you've seen the concept of it, there's got to be ideas in your head where you go, this could be actually a bonus practice exercise. And I think the guys would love to see you just pop up now and again, like a little surprise. Hey, it's not Rob this week, it's Troy.
I could probably do something like that. And then what's the deal with free lessons?
Yeah, so we just decided it would be the first 10 people to sign up. I'm going to give each of them a free 30-minute speed mechanics. Oh, it can be whatever you want, but we did, speed mechanics is the other thing that I'm doing. So we can just go through some of those speed mechanics exercises. If you haven't seen speed mechanics, haven't come across it, even if you know about it, but you're struggling with it, obviously that's what I'm doing with the 2-month, speed mechanics elite coaching. So it can be a little taster of that, and then that might sort of make you go, you know what, actually, this is just what I need just at this time. So let's do the coaching program. And, we've had the first three reviews that came in were all 5-star reviews. So go and check them out on the courses tab for speed mechanics. So something is clicking for people when they're coming on this coaching program. So whether I can click it for you in 30 minutes, we'll give it a try.
Right.
See what happens.
Yeah.
But the first 10 who sign up will get a free 30-minute coaching session with myself.
Sounds good. All right, Rob, take it easy, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, thanks, Troy. Thanks a lot.